Well, here it comes.
Jack, I'm going through my comments here, our comments on the YouTube channel and the Spotify stream. So you remember a couple weeks ago, we did the episode about just nostalgic football guys, coaches, players, all that guys. So Craig, let me make sure I get the name right. Craig, all right, on YouTube, dropped this comment. I want you to get this video ready for us. All right, here we go. You remember the name Charlie Weiss?
Oh, yeah, biggin.
Yeah, Charlie Weiss was a unit of a coach. Remember when he got wiped out on the sideline that one time? This is not, I don't remember this. Do you remember this at all?
I remember it. Like, I remember, it's like back here. Like, I remember it happening, but I don't remember the video.
That's a big dude going down if Charlie Weiss is
man. I mean, it's not going to take much to make that man.
I mean, those down. Notre Dame teams, that had to be, what, mid-2000s? That was in that same era. I mean, it was Matt Leinart. It was at USC, right? And Reggie Bush and all them. So that was around 2005 or so when Charlie Weiss was at Notre Dame. You got the video? Yeah, let's roll that real quick.
Yeah, I got the video. Let me share this.
Because I'm not remembering this at all. Shout out to Craig. If
you can see that all right?
Well, I can see it.
Okay. I mean, you could tell it's old because the screen is still square. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's back before they did the what they do, the digital conversion, right? Where the bunny ears wouldn't work anymore, so you had to like get a brand new TV or something crazy.
Yeah, so this is the TV you could touch and get the static. You know,
who are they playing here? Michigan?
Looks like Michigan. I don't know how we used to watch these games.
Dude, this is so grainy.
Let's hope NBC doesn't get on us, but
it's fair use, right? Oh no.
Pants at the belly button. First mistake. Weight on the knee.
My God. I
mean, he got folded.
Run that back.
Where's my huddle remote when you need it?
My God. That is a big dude.
And he had just put weight on it too. Like full weight. And then he folds.
My God.
Oh, gosh.
My God.
One more time.
YouTube, guys. YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, if you're listening only, next time you're parking the car, you got to fire this video up. Charlie Weiss catching it.
You know, mad respect. He got up, though.
Dude, hopped right back up. Shout out to Charlie Weiss. That's a straight football. He also threw in there, Craig, on his comment, the Pillsbury throw boy at Kentucky. All right, you already know who we're talking about. Jared Lorenzen.
Yeah.
Wore number 22.
Dude,
all Craig said was legendary.
Oh my God.
Yeah, get us a picture of the what do you call it? Pillsbury throw boy. That's awesome.
That's gonna be all okay. Here we go. I'm gonna try a Pillsbury throw boy and see what pops up.
The memes. I bet you could ask ChatGPT to cook up a heck of a thumbnail.
Stud. Wait, let me get this over here. What a stud.
That's Arena League, right? I mean, that's after things maybe didn't work out.
Yeah.
The hefty lefty, baby. We got to get him on the podcast.
I mean, look at that.
Unit. That's a football dude right there. The hefty
is this him now?
lefty. I got to get in touch with him. I'm getting in touch with him. We're going to try to get him on the podcast.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, he gave big boys hope everywhere because he was an athlete. That's a big man to be moving like.
Well, he was like that guy in elementary school. You know, the chubby kid in elementary school, and we were both husky kids, right? So basically, we're talking about ourselves. So we can say this, guys. But we got the ball in our hands, and you couldn't tell us nothing on the playground at recess. Like, I was rocking the husky pants from Kohl's out there, just slinging the rock, rushing for 300 yards.
Look, he's smooth.
My dude is with the backwards pass against the Dogs.
Got the shooter sleeve on before it was even a thing.
Oh my God, that is swag.
That's insane.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he's moving and like cutting it up.
I'm terrible at spelling. Lorenzen, Lor.
Yeah, I spelled it wrong too.
There ain't no way this is his actual.
What a dog.
Oh, is this his actual Instagram? We're about to lock this guy down, Jack.
Yeah, I bet he's got great stories too.
I'm reaching out on Instagram right now. Not great content for the listening audience, but hey, TBD, guys. If anybody's got the connection with Jared Lorenzen, we'd love to have a great conversation with him. While I was looking through the comments on Spotify, we got a comment. Jack, we're getting listened to up there in Alaska, man.
Really?
Yeah, we got Coach Yim up in Alaska. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Alaska football coach here. He tells us keep it going, that it's good stuff. We appreciate that, Coach Yim. I would
Awesome.
love to see some Alaskan high school football. That sounds
Heck yeah.
that sounds like a good time.
What
Sounds like
part,
a scenic time.
part
He
of
didn't
Alaska
say.
does he? I mean,
He
get a
didn't
team or
say.
anything?
No, he's just hyping us up, telling us to keep going.
Appreciate
You
that.
know,
All
we're
the way
about
up
to be in
in
the
Cold.
grind of football season. So, you know, getting together and getting to recording. We're going to try
Yeah.
to make it work, guys. But as y'all can probably imagine, we might be running on fumes. I'm dying from this week, Jack. We started school this week. We started JV varsity practice this week. Got our first scrimmage next week. Now, y'all were supposed to have a jamboree. Was that last night or 2 nights ago?
Last night. Today's Saturday, so Friday. It was in Greenwood. And if you're familiar with the upstate of South Carolina, Palmetto's in Williamston, and we were driving about 45 minutes, probably an hour on a bus to Greenwood. And
Love a good trip.
Storms in the area. We get down there and, had to wait around because there was a lightning delay. And I was fortunate. So I get to leave early with 2 other coaches, and we bring a lot of the equipment, headsets, huddle boxes, all that stuff. And so we're in my truck, sitting comfortably during this rain delay. I'm like playing Block Blast on my little screen in my truck, like just whatever. But we sat there for maybe an hour, hour and a half, and then they finally called it. So just had to drive right back home.
Isn't that the worst when like the game just keeps getting delayed by that like 30-minute mark?
Yeah. And then the way we were positioned, we were parked, outside the game field near their practice field, just looking out at the distance, and you could just see the clouds, and you just see lightning.
Yeah.
And you just every time 30 minutes, like
Just count it up, man. Sometimes there's perks though when you get to drive the separate vehicle, right? If you're one of the crew that gets to drive separate. Have I already told the story about when we went up to Walhalla? I can't even remember now. Episode 21, so I might have. It's the one where I tomahawk myself in the head.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So that's not a perk, but sometimes there are, like the weather delays, and you haven't unloaded kids off the bus yet. So you're kind of just sitting there hanging tight. You get to listen to your own music. You get to have some actual AC.
We were just chilling. And fortunately, 2 of the 3, early equipment guys, they just recently bought newer vehicles. So like we're riding comfortably 2 out of 3 times. So if it ever happens again, most likely we'll be comfortable. But
yeah,
much better than sitting on a bus with a bunch of teenagers. But
no doubt about that.
Still,
we got to hit
be able to play, but it is.
Yeah, you always want to get the games in, so we got our first scrimmage. Because we do spring ball, it pushes back our start time with the JV and varsity guys. So our freshmen start a week earlier. So it's all hands on deck with the freshmen. And then it turns into double time with the JV and varsity. And so we hit the back-to-back practices on Monday and Tuesday. And then starting Wednesday, when we had that first day of school, it's morning with the freshmen, afternoon with the JV and varsity, all hands on deck. And once we get into in season, we kind of divide and conquer, and it might be a skeleton crew running the weight room with the older guys. It might be another skeleton crew with the JV2 team because we try to practice them separate in the mornings. And then it's another skeleton crew with the freshmen out at the stadium. I mean, at the end of the day, you're trying to develop 300 players all at once, right? And so, yeah, you got a staff of 16, 17, 18 guys, whatever it might be, but the ratio still is like 30 kids to one coach. Like it's still getting up there. The numbers get a little wild sometimes.
That's interesting. So y'all have like 18 out on the staff, around 18, or
it's between 16 and 18. I hadn't counted. Man,
and y'all have like 300 kids.
Yeah. So what does that work out to? Like 25, 20 to 30 per coach, roughly. Of course, you got like quarterbacks. You only got like what, 8 quarterbacks, 9 quarterbacks in the program, maybe, depending on
like wide receivers probably get
receivers, DBs get screwed, right?
Everybody wants to catch it.
Linebackers, we got a year in, year out, we'll have a solid contingent of linebackers, and then you got your big bodies between O line and D line. But yeah, I feel like all the little tiny heinies that are in the DB or wide receiver line, they kind of just get roped in there. But yeah, once we added the JV2 team, and the numbers have just grown every year that I've been here, which is great. You want more numbers, you want more participation. It helps out in a lot of facets. But it certainly adds more to the logistics side of it. But we started giving our JV2 guys their own practice times in the morning, because you want to try to show those guys some love too. Might be a sophomore maybe hadn't hit his growth spurt yet, or it might be a guy that's got it all down pat mentally. You're just waiting for him to develop in the weight room a little more. So we try to carve out special time to give them the one-on-one attention, because at the end of the day, we want to see all of our teams succeed on sub-varsity nights, and then of course when they contribute for us on Fridays. So it wears you out, but it takes what it takes to be competitive.
And I was just thinking, like, we have 13 coaches, and we're at like a third, if that, of y'all's numbers. Our math works out a little better.
And 9 through 12, probably how many y'all got 9 through 12, you would guess?
Roughly 85-ish, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's solid. I remember when I was at BHP, I think some years we'd break 100.
Yeah.
And 50, 60, 70, some years, who knows, might be the JV, and then
definitely fluctuates. That's for sure.
It does fluctuate. Yeah, for sure.
In spring ball, you're going to have like 100, and then the summer you'll have like 50, and then fall comes around, you'll bump back up to 70, 80, whatever.
Well, now we kind of get spared in the spring ball side of it, because football's got to be on your schedule as a class, right? So it ain't like, unless you were already in the athletics period or something, or you've got special permission, maybe moved in or whatever. Very rarely do we just add a ton of guys in the spring, because it has to be a part of their class schedule and stuff like that.
That's nice.
Yeah, that part's nice. But then, of course, summer comes around, and the summer strength condition's kind of wide open. And if you stick it out all summer and stuff, then obviously you kind of earn some cachet, and we'll make sure we get you on the 8th period, or whatever athletics period you need to be in to play football and stuff. But different schools do it different ways. My brother-in-law's at another school out here, and they go back to back with their freshmen and their JV and varsity guys, but they do it all in the morning.
How long is that?
So which one he said goes first? I think he said the older kids go first. So JV and varsity starts practice at like 5:30. So they go like 5:30 to 7:15, and then like 7:30 starts freshman, and they wrap that up at like 8:45, 9, and the school day starts. The perk of doing it all in the morning,
they're going home though.
They're going home. Yeah, he's getting home at 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
unless you got a middle school. Well, yeah, if you're not starting school till like 8:30, 8:40, a lot of them start a little later out here.
We start at 8:10. We get out at 3:25.
Well, we go to school less days than y'all. I think my school only goes 170 days, maybe.
That's nice.
Like, we get a full week off for fall break. We get a full week off for Thanksgiving, 2 weeks Christmas, 1 week spring break. Get out of school before Memorial Day. Yeah. I don't know. We started a little later than you guys, but obviously there's trade-offs, right? So I'm the type that I'm going to be up there early anyway, and then I'm going to be one of the later ones leaving anyway. So whatever time we're doing practice is just, I'm going to make it work for me. But yeah,
that's a long time though, to go back to back.
That's a long time, dude.
Like, I need that little
downtime. I need that little downtime. I'll do my morning practice. I'll hit the showers. I got class. I got this new schedule this year. I got class, and then I got like this chunk of time, my off period. But then I got to teach another class.
Yeah.
Then just book it out to football practice. So it's a little different than it has been. But yeah, having that little break in the middle just to get my legs back under me.
I'm just thinking, it's kind of like teaching, where let's say you're trying a new lesson, or you're doing a new drill or something you just saw, or you do it the first practice, terrible. You have some time to kind of reevaluate, like, all right, maybe I could switch it up this way or whatever. Nope. Go right into the next one and hope to God it works better. But
I feel like every teacher has that conversation with like their first period or whatever their first class is of the day, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, y'all are my guinea pigs now. Like, I'm going to work out all the kinks with you guys, and then by like the second, third class of the day, we're going to have this thing rolling.
Well, so I'm teaching that health class this year. This is the first year it's been offered, and so they're like it's a new class. So like, I'm making the curriculum.
You got to make it all.
And so I told them straight up, like, look, y'all are literally the first kids in here. All right, guinea pigs is a 9 weeks class. Quarter 2 will be better. Quarter 1, quarter 3 will be better. But y'all are getting work with me. All right, if something doesn't go well, we might pivot and switch it up real quick. But they've been good so far. We just did some presentations.
Yeah, it's a good chance to do some projects. That's like, when they hired me and the options were biology or astronomy. I was like, astronomy sounds pretty cool, but then it's like you said, you got to develop a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Just because biology state tested, like, you're getting a lot of curriculum, so many resources out there. Astronomy gets a little more narrow, so you're kind of having to figure stuff out. But going
more
into year 5,
flexible.
more flexible, a lot of projects, less star test stress and all that.
Yeah.
But
And for a
anyway,
class like that, I think projects or hands-on stuff is better anyway. I
oh,
mean,
absolutely, yeah,
it's
absolutely.
more, it applies
It's all
better.
diagrams
Yeah.
and projects, and because it's hard to, you can't go and do an experiment. It ain't like chemistry where I can go and put that oil and water together and see them separate out, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about
And
space.
funny enough, and speaking of flexibility, so that health class, we were supposed to have our jamboree last night, and it's like full game simulation for a half. And so we go
Mhm.
full uniforms, everything's decaled, helmets are ready to roll. Well, decals came in this week.
Ooh,
And so it's like, all right, we got to get these done.
yeah.
Well, Thursday comes around and they still ain't done. And it happened last year where we got guardian caps. So we thought that was going to help. We could put them on and protect them for 2 weeks or whatever. The stickers came late, whatever. I'm not going to go into that. But so Thursday, we're supposed to present the second half of our projects in that health class. And I might get in trouble for this. Don't really care because it applies. But I literally told them, all right, taking a little field trip today. We're going to explore the physical dimension of health here. We're going to walk across the street to the field house. Y'all, about a few of y'all going to help me put on decals because I don't trust all of y'all.
That stripe be all
yeah,
sideways.
Yeah, we're going to do some community service real quick. Rest of y'all going to pick up some trash around this public track while the few help me.
Well,
do
you
helmets over
remember
here.
when we were in high school, we had to go and help paint the field.
Yep.
Like Thursday, or it was Fridays, like usually Fridays or Thursdays, depending on when you had that strength and conditioning class. You were walking over to the field and you were getting the paint cans out and
Yep.
you were lining it out, filling in the shading in the end zone and all that.
Well, so
Do
now, no,
they
they
still
don't
do that?
They don't do that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right now we have Coach Garner, Lee Garner. There's no way he'll ever see this because whatever. So I can say is that he won't care. That man pretty much paints that field by himself every single week. And, there's some arrangements with him and the coach as far as he stays a little later on Thursday to paint, doesn't travel to the JV game, that kind of thing.
Makes total sense.
But that man will come. He comes off that field after finishing just drenched because it's August in South Carolina. It's 100 degrees.
Yes, it's hot, dude.
And he's like, just so angry. And I'm like, but you're not traveling to wherever this Thursday. And he's like, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, I got to make 6 road trips this year with the freshman team. Fun times. Let the good times roll, but it'll be okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they mirror the same, because we got 6 road trips with the varsity guys, 7 if you include the scrimmage, and then, if you make it into playoffs, you don't know what that's going to look like. Shoot, one year we had to drive down to Houston for a playoff game, like a 4-hour drive. We got back at 4:00 in the morning.
That sounds terrible.
And the bad part is we lost. So get back at 4:00 in the morning. I had to coach a basketball tournament the next day. First game was like at 8:30.
I wouldn't have even gone to sleep. I would just power
tough.
through.
It was tough. I was
Cold
hurting by the end of it. I probably told that story already. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm repeating myself, but I'm traumatized in case y'all hadn't picked that up. But nah, we got the fundraiser rolling. Like we're full tilt, right? You got first day of school, so we're growing. Get this, they said the first day of our faculty meetings, they said our enrollment was at like 2,700 or whatever. Like 2 days before school started, the enrollment was 2,900. So like we just out of nowhere add 200 students. Well, a portion of those want to try to play football or whatever.
Of course.
And if they're coming from out of state or from somewhere far away, whatever, and they legit had no ability to get to practice and stuff because we started practice before the school year started. We'll give it a shot as long as they get that paperwork and stuff turned in a timely manner. If they don't do that, then we're just going to get a schedule change, and sorry about it. But
we had a few come in late like that, and you got to find a helmet to fit. You got to find shoulder pad. I had a kid transfer in, and dealing with high school kids, you have small, medium, large shoulder pads. You usually have enough for everybody. This kid wasn't even a small. And not bashing on him, he'll probably hit a growth spurt and be our starting linebacker. Who knows in a year or two? But freshman, and he's awkwardly built. Like he's got a wide frame, but he's very, I don't know, slender. And so I had to call our middle school, see if they had an extra pair of bump down, extra small, or getting into the larger of the youth or middle school sizes.
Yeah.
Finally found a pair, but dude, we
It's
had
fun
another
time.
kid transfer.
There was some picture floating around the internet of a coach somewhere looking for a helmet that was like a 3X helmet
Yeah,
or
I
something
saw that.
ridiculous. And there was the kid trying on like an XL or 2X, and the helmet would not even get down over his ears. Like, some of these kids are built different, man.
We have a kid like that. And so we just got our district bought all the schools in our district Axioms this year, 15, because they're phasing out the flexes, right? After that
Really?
Virginia Tech study came out, the flexes got downgraded to, in a couple of years they may be no longer acceptable in the NFL. Anyway, so the district's phasing in Axiom, so we got 15 this year. And you would have thought, like, these kids every day I'm walking the hall, Coach Wardlaw, let me get an Axiom. Let me get an Axiom. And I'm like, dude, I got nothing to do with that.
That's
Nothing
above
to
my
do.
pay grade.
That's a head coach call. If he tells me to fit you for it, that's fine. But other than that, I am not touching them. But we had a kid who he was in an XL Speed Flex, the biggest helmet we have. And it was to the point where I'm looking online to find smaller jaw pads, a 2X somewhere, or like the Axiom. We got one Axiom that's like the biggest one they have.
Yeah.
But even it was too tight. And I'm like,
my God, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't, I'm not going out of pocket to buy this helmet.
No, and it's like we talked about last week, like, to play public school sports, you feel like kids shouldn't have to pay anything per se, unless they want something really specific and you're not able to provide whatever. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to do it on your own. But like you said, it ought to be kind of free access and stuff like that's wild, man.
Dude,
congrats on the Axioms though. That's
the
that's
kids
an
are
upgrade.
excited. Let me tell you, putting decals on those are terrible.
Yeah, because the little line markers and stuff are kind of off, right?
Yeah, huge gaps, like right here, right where your logo goes. But
I never understood, like, with the F7s, and we talked about the F7s kind of being the new hot helmet or whatever. All the kids want the F7 stuff, but those things have so many grooves and stuff in them. Like, how do you make decals work on that unless you've got maybe a script and you kind of fit it in that little section on the crown or whatever? I don't know. We've only got a few of them, but
I mean, stripes you pretty much have to either cut them or get them painted on your helmet. Clemson has them painted, so like you don't even have to worry about striping. But
really, when they start doing that?
When I was there, it was always that way. We never striped the helmet. We just did the paws.
Really? I always thought it was a stripe. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know they painted it on there.
Yeah. No, it's permanent, which is nice, but I don't think high schools can afford the extra because they have to paint a white layer, a purple layer, and then an orange layer around it all. And it's like,
yeah, that's tough. That's a lot of headache for that for high school, and that's just a different stratosphere. Yeah. None of that stuff's cheap. Like we talked about. I mean, we started our fundraiser this week, and we're tasking, and it's like a digital discount card, right? Everybody does the discount cards, and then ours is on this little app, and so you donate $20 or whatever it might be, you get the discount card. I actually cashed in one today, and I got like this 16-piece tender meal for like $12. It was actually a really sweet deal, but you got to raise those funds somehow, right? You get a certain allotment from the district, or maybe you're in a place that gets to keep some of the gate money, or however people work out their own finances. You got to find some way to bridge those gaps. Heck, I think we spend $30,000 a year just on pregame meals and stuff. It's
well, so, 300 kids. I mean, if you're feeding all of them.
$5 a head, assume, right? I mean, $5 a head, you got 300 kids. So was it 1,500 a week? 10 weeks at least.
It's a lot. Yeah, but that's cheap. $5 a head is cheap. Like,
right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to make the math easy. I'm an astronomy guy, so I got to make it easy on me. But so we got that going on. We had old picture day yesterday. So if you thought trying to outfit the kids and get them all prepared to play football, and then get money fundraised for the program, and then feeding them all, if you thought all that was a headache, picture day with 300 kids, and this is why we have to split it up. We do like the day before, we do the JV 1, JV 2, freshman black, freshman gold. We get all their pictures done. We got to issue them all the uniforms, and honestly, it went really fast this year. I was super excited that I was getting home before 9 o'clock this year, because in years past there were some late nights doing that. And then you turn around and you got the varsity media day, which is a smaller group, but you're giving them all the action shots,
Yeah.
and you should see some of the props that our kid. We had this kid with bedazzled cleats.
Yeah, that tracks. These kids are all about the swag.
Had bedazzled cleats. I saw grills. One kid had a crown. One kid had. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. I don't know how many armbands. It was thousands of dollars just armbands.
Yeah, they'll just wear
and
them
arm
like
sleeves
6 on one arm.
Oh,
You
yeah.
realize you can't even wear that in a game. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Now it's all about the drip, right? It's all
Yeah,
about the
whatever.
IG. We've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, we're trying to do some creative media and stuff, and the kids enjoy it. So you want to do things that the kids enjoy, right? But
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's stupid though.
I guess Big Brother's listening, right? So it knew somehow I was doing media day, and so on Twitter and all that, I'm seeing media day pictures from other players around or coaches around or whatever. And like, there's a lot more people than I figured. Like, at least in the comments section, that were, I wish our coaches were cool enough to do media day.
Yeah.
Like, dang, like, of course, I think we had a coach growing up that you wasn't going to get nothing close to that.
Put
Like,
your knee on the ground and hold the football and take the picture. We got practice. So let's go.
One knee down. We're getting this done in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Including the old school line everybody up for the team photo.
Yep.
It wasn't this like
Yeah, they
individual
do
picture
now and like
yeah, you just take the individual and they stitch it all together, and that's how you get. You used to have to get up in the bleachers, and then heaven forbid it was like a JV and varsity picture. So you got to organize. You know, the JVs are in the first 2 rows, or wherever you want to
the
stick
sun's
them.
blinding
Yes,
you,
sun's
like this.
beating down on you because it's middle of the day, because you got to get the lighting good. I'll never forget. I worked with this guy. It might have been my first year coaching. I can't remember. Worked with this guy. Nice dude. But we swung, it was like PD days. So, you know, we got to go out for lunch and stuff like that. Well, that afternoon, it was picture day for the football guys. And so we swing through this Mexican restaurant in, small town US. And I won't go throwing names out there, but very popular establishment in Belton, South Carolina.
Yeah.
In Belton, South Carolina, Mexican restaurant. This guy orders oysters, raw oysters at 12:30. Raw oysters. Raw oysters from a Mexican restaurant at 12:30 in the afternoon. We got to be at pictures in an hour. And fast forward 2 hours later, you've been out in the sun already for an hour getting kids lined up. And like you said, hey, tuck your jersey in before you take this picture. Get that left knee on the ground. I look over. We're getting lined up for the varsity team photo. I look over at him, and he's swaying. Like, he's back, and he's a big guy. And he's swaying back and forth. Next thing I know, dude is yakking everywhere, like just spewing. Oh, like
if you're getting seafood outside of 2 hours near the coast, what is wrong? It's
not fresh. Yeah, it's not fresh, dude. Know where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Be aware of your surroundings.
I can't do that, man. I need that's what cracks me thinking about it.
The places that are, like you said, hours away from the beach. Yeah, a day's drive away from the beach, and they're talking about fresh seafood and stuff. You're like, there ain't no way. Define fresh. I need somebody to give me a definition of what fresh. Like, how can they advertise it like that when
freshly frozen? I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't.
It was a good time though. I mean, I've been seeing some of the kids put pictures and stuff on Twitter and Instagram and all that. Yeah. Some of the pictures did come out pretty clean.
And look, they love that's what it's all about now. We've talked about it before, posting it on social media. Like, we had our Nick Williams, who helps us a lot with our video and that kind of stuff. He brought his new camera to our scrimmage last week, took pictures, and I've already seen those pop up on, like, kids love that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, if you're trying to grow numbers in a program, or you're trying to build excitement, build buzz around a program, this is kind of just the game you got to play. Whether or not if I personally care about it, it's the game you got to play. It's a part of what we do now. But
speaking of that kind of stuff, I actually am happy to announce that I have found 3 helpers for Friday night for game days. They're going to help take pictures, fit all that kind of stuff. So
let's go.
Shout out to them. I won't put their names
on there. Get some content out there.
Yeah, they're going to be a big help. Now I just got to I told them I get them some gear to take care of them, but
you got to take care. We got a little snack cabinet for our managers. We make sure we take care of them, get them varsity letter and all that.
Yeah.
If they help us out.
The best part is they're good kids. Like, I trust them with the like, they're not going to go run off in the bleachers and do Lord knows what. They're going to be right there on the sideline where they're supposed to be, taking pictures, however long they're there. Like, I literally asked one of them yesterday at school, I have her in class, if that was something she wanted to do. And she was like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was like, awesome. So I'll give you a schedule. You just tell me when you can be there, when you can't. It's not a big deal. She showed up to the Jamboree last night, ready to roll.
Let's go.
Like,
we need more of that in this
yeah.
world, dude.
I was like, all
Yeah.
right, I like it.
It is hard to find good help. And like, one of the guys I work with, his saying is many hands make light work, right?
Mhm.
And we thought we were going to be short. We actually had several new recruits ourselves. So I don't do the equipment stuff. We have another coach that handles that side of it, but obviously I have to handle a lot of like the film stuff.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of sharing those managers that they double as filmers and all that. And like you said, it's hard to find good help. So you kind of, maybe you got some really good candidates for it. We had this awesome guy last couple years. He graduated. I know he's going to do great things in life, but it's going to be hard to replace him. I trusted him so much that I probably already told the story about the end zone camera getting hit by a field goal pregame, and he put that thing back together on his own because there wasn't no way I was getting down from this press box in time. And I mean, just stuff like that. Like, it's hard to find good help. Highly recommend, anybody that can find a way to develop a manager pipeline, get that thing going.
Look, I'm trying to get it started at Palmetto. If I can have that class, there's people I can call that you could do that in college if you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got
to pay for school a little bit too. You can get school to help take care of that. It's a big weight off your shoulders. But now we're rolling into, we got scrimmage 1 next week. Now, if y'all had that Jamboree, that would have put y'all at how many scrimmages and all that kind of stuff do you guys get?
So varsity's allowed 2 scrimmages and 1 Jamboree. And I think JV is only allowed 1 scrimmage.
Okay. Interesting.
So we've got, that would have been our final preseason kind of event.
And y'all got game 1 starting next week, right?
Next week. Yep. We got we play week 0. South Carolina has a week 0. Why you don't just bump the whole season up, I don't know. But we have a week 0 next week against our district rival at home. So excited about that. JV has a scrimmage Thursday because it can't be, it can't be a game. Games aren't allowed to start until Friday. But excited for that one at home. Love starting the season off at home. Got a pep rally at the school.
Oh yeah, so it's here, baby.
It's here.
We are so back.
School's
in session. Football is here. Pep rallies are here.
Yep.
Grills in the parking lot. Having the time of their lives out there. And I can't wait, dude.
And what I'm telling you, last week I thought was going to be the death of me. Just first week back with kids and everything. Or no, we've been back.
I was about to say, y'all started last week, right? Or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Y'all were like start of August, y'all were back.
So I'm hitting the stride now where I'm like, all right, getting the weekly routine, it's getting going. But yeah, it's here. It came quick.
Now, when y'all are in a normal game week for you guys, how are y'all kind of dividing up your days? What's y'all's work schedule like?
Yeah, so we do JV varsity joint practice. It's kind of split offense, defense. So in the offensive priority, the varsity guys will be with offensive coaches for Indy, come together for team periods, and then we'll kind of flip back. Defense will get Indy team periods with a defense priority. Because some dudes do play both ways. That's just how it is in school our size.
Yeah.
But Monday's our heavy day. We do a little bit of film. And then that's our later day, I guess. We wrap up about 6:30. And then Tuesday's a little like 15 minutes shorter. We get out at 5:30 because, church, a lot of people go to church Wednesday nights around here. And, we don't want to keep them from getting there. Monday and Tuesday, your primary like full pads, game plan installs, that kind of stuff. Wednesday, you should be more in your just kind of going through it, making sure you got it. Well, still in shells, but more mental. Thursday's just straight walkthrough with helmets on. But again, mental day. Don't want to do too much so you can be fresh for game day. And then we get out relatively early, I think 5. And then we head to the JV game.
Gotcha.
And then, Friday's game day, baby. Right after school, get the meal and
rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week's going to be interesting for us because the scrimmage being on a Thursday. And then the team we're playing, I don't think their numbers are kind of what they thought. So we don't know for sure if they're going to have 2 freshmen or 2 JV teams. So kind of the plan right now is, a typical game week for us. That's how we try to set things up for the scrimmage. Monday, Tuesday, heavy days, right? All your 80% of your installs done Monday. Tuesday, you're polishing it up. Wednesday, special situations. And then of course you're hitting on different special teams each day, and then we do special teams meetings certain mornings of the week. Just kind of trying to maximize your time, and then it being on a Thursday is interesting. On a typical game, that would mean your freshman JV games are Wednesday, so then that really throws off their week. But for the varsity guys, now you're just trying to pack a little more into Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday is going to be kind of your kick the field day, go through the whole script of stuff in your underwear and all that. Not actual underwear,
Yeah.
guys, just helmets only. Okay. So nobody thinks I got my mind in the gutter, but then we'll get it rolling. And then the best part, I kind of like Thursdays every so often, because then that Friday, all the stuff we normally bring the kids back up on Saturdays typically. But if it's a Thursday night game, we get to kind of handle a lot of that stuff within the class period on the next day, that Friday. So we'll lift them, we'll film them. When we're kind of done, we'll turn them on their way. We can go ahead and set our sights on the next opponent. And then if we've already got games on them, we've broken down what we already got. We got a chance to go out and scout if there's somebody coming up that's close by, whatever the situation might be. So you get that really extra day to prepare for the next opponent, but you lose that day in preparation. So there's always some give and take, right? You only got so many hours in the day. But we got the scrimmage this Thursday, and then our first game of the year is on a Thursday. So it won't be till like game 2 before we've got a real full game week where it's you get all the days, regular schedule, all that kind of stuff. But
I think
it'll be fun.
If you got to pick one day of the week this year, your favorite as far as football, well, the whole day, besides Friday, because that's game day typically, what would you pick?
So you're talking about like for us, or like me personally, like when I get to the house and I'm watching TV and stuff?
Just like which one do you
Like what's my favorite day of practice?
Just like like a typical game week.
I love a good Wednesday practice.
Okay.
Because I feel like by that point in the week, you want to see everything polished up. You want to script for success, right? You want to leave Wednesday's practice kind of feeling like the game plan's here. We got a good grasp on it. Now, if you're still making mistakes and stuff that you were making on Monday by Wednesday, and it's that offense's bread and butter play that we keep screwing up, maybe you don't have those good feelings inside. And then Wednesdays too, they're a little lighter. But we get to do one of my favorite periods of practice called Blitzkrieg is what we call it, where we fire up that end zone camera, get the bird's eye view, and we are stunning our tails off. We're running every stunt we got in the gauntlet. Gives our offensive line a good chance to kind of work on picking different stuff up. Gives obviously the defensive side, because we move up front and we're sending guys in all kinds of different directions. And so if that's firing on all cylinders, I get really fired up during that. But and then the team periods are a little lighter and stuff.
Yeah.
We also get to work on our punt return, punt block period, which is one of my favorites. We've had some pretty good success at forcing some blocks on punts, and I think it's because we take a lot of time, a lot of pride in scheming for it and trying to find where's that weak link up front for them on their punt team. But I would say Wednesdays. We don't do I would probably say Wednesdays for sure.
My sleeper pick.
Monday?
Thursday.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I love a good. Are you talking about because of the walkthrough?
So it's a walkthrough, and I love that because I'm out in the heat. It's a shorter practice because it's just a walkthrough, and you got just the varsity guys for that. I love that because, look, during my indie, I'm in the trenches with it. I'm trying to get I'm scraping, whatever. I'm sweating. I'm just gassed. And Thursday, I don't know, man. It's just a nice walkthrough, get through the script, review every special teams we have.
I didn't know Thursday was an option.
I said anything but Friday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Thursdays are nice.
You go to a
JV
game.
Yeah.
Aside from that, Thursday is when we wrap up kind of our weekly whatever in PE class. Okay. So Thursdays are cardio activity. So that's kind of the end of one week, because Fridays, weightlifting class stays in the gym with us, and it's kind of a student choice, activity choice. It's just kind of like find something to be active doing.
Roll the balls out. Is that what you're saying?
In other words, I'm not supposed to say that, but
that's
free
taboo.
Day. They don't let you say free day.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in free time.
It's they're supposed to be doing something, but it's not unstructured, but they have a little independence.
I got you.
And so I just know tomorrow I'm like, Friday's good. I don't have to be planning anything.
And that might be some of the reason why I like Wednesdays too. Like you get out a little earlier, church night, right? You get out a little earlier, but you had a padded practice. Like you said, Thursday's game day for us, really for the walkthrough with the varsity guys, only the head coach and 2 coordinators really hang back. And the special teams coordinator just depending on distance for those sub-varsity games. And then if the JV's at home, because they usually follow the opposite schedule of the varsity, you might have some, but then you got to have some guys that are supervising the 100-something JV kids you got. So really our walkthrough is a skeleton crew because, we got some other guys that got to go watch kids, make sure they get the pregame meal, make sure they got their equipment. They're on a bus going somewhere, right? So maybe that's also why I didn't think about Thursday, but I do like sub-varsity football. Like it's just enjoyable for me. It's less stressful.
It feels like, I can enjoy it more.
Yes, I'm enjoying the game. It's more pure. It's less hocus pocus from the crowd and all that. There's usually going to be something hilarious that happens.
100%.
That's a given.
Yeah.
So I do like Thursdays. I like sub-varsity, whether I'm coaching JV or freshman. I love it.
Yeah, the reason I didn't choose Wednesday is my laundry night. And so
Oh, y'all do it by day? Oh, we do it by week. So it will be in like pairs or groups of 3. And it's like week 1 is these 3 coaches. Week 2 is these 3. So I think
nightly, but
on a year, I might only have to do laundry 2 weeks out of the season or whatever the math works out to. If we're deep in the playoffs or something, I probably have to do it a 3rd time.
Yeah,
but we always put on the laundry schedule. If we're at state, everybody's doing laundry.
Yeah.
And we're all going to be happy doing it. So.
When that laundry schedule gets put up and you can kind of sign up for your day, I hit Wednesday so fast because I know it's less stuff to wash. B, it's a short practice. I'm getting home relatively the same time I normally would.
Smart.
Plus, I can go back during my planning and flip it if I need to the next day, so it's not a big deal. So special teams, 2 stories about this one kid. All right, he's a great kid. I love him to death. He had a knee injury, couldn't play last year. He's back now. Love him. This guy is a what's the right word? He's just going to get ball, right? He's just hunting.
Yeah,
pass the ball, I'm going for, and I love
shark in the water.
He's a defensive lineman. I can take it. We were installing a punt return, it was our punt team, and it was a scout punt return. He was on that scout punt return team. And it's early. This is like, we're installing something a little different than our normal package. And Coach Norton says, all right, this is about 50%, just so we can see and everybody kind of knows where they're going. Went 100. And he about killed our punter. And I was just like, and then he comes over to me and he's like, I do good, coach. I almost got him. I'm like, you did great, buddy. Like you did. Because the more you try to like correct it, the worse it'll get. Like, and I'm not bashing the kid, but he just needs one directive. I need this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that's fine. At D-line, nose guard, that's good. I can take that.
What do they call it? Paralysis by analysis or something like that.
Yeah.
If you tell him way too much, just let that dude go play football.
Yeah, he's just out there balling. And another period, we were working on reading the screen as D-lineman, right? Retracing.
Yep.
Well, he gets in and he rotates in and gets in. And again, I don't know if he knew there was a screen going on. He went straight to the quarterback. And I went up to him like, hey, man, you read screen, that quarterback's baiting you back like that. The line just lets you through. You retrace your steps and go get the ball, right? And he goes, no, I play D-line. My job is to get the quarterback. And I was like, right, but if it's a screen, you got to retrace and get back here. And he goes, hold on, I thought I played D-line. I thought I was just supposed to go get the quarterback. And I finally was just like, you're right, man. You're right. Just get the quarterback, brother. Like,
see ball, get ball, baby.
Hey,
he might get there before the quarterback kind of sets up to get the screen back over.
Yep. And I was just like, you know what? You're right, man. You're right. I can't argue with your logic there, buddy.
Hey, the best is like when you're trying to help a kid with alignment. I know you coach D-line, but, when you're kind of off the ball a little bit, right? So I coach outside linebackers. And all the time, receiver splits are changing.
Yeah.
All this stuff is changing. And so you might be hollering out just because we're coaches, right? So we speak this stuff. I might be telling the kid to tighten or loosen or whatever, right? I'm using a more technical term.
Yeah.
And a kid starts moving the opposite way. And where I just say, screw it. Move to your right. Scoot forward. Scoot backward. When the ball gets snapped, run forward.
Yep.
Like sometimes you just got to be real cut and dry with some of these cats.
Well, I can't even I told this kid was playing end, and he's a younger guy. And he gets in there, and there was a tight end, so he needs to bump out a little bit further. if they're in that formation or in that set. So I'm like, bump out. You're supposed to be on that tight end shoulder. And he stops, looks at me, and goes, stays where he is. I'm like, move to your right. He goes left. I was like, your other right. And he bumps all the way like side outside. I'm like, no, you know what? Just roll with it, man. Just roll. I'll talk to you after because he just couldn't handle it. You know, I just had to.
Sometimes it's like that, dude. Sometimes it's like that.
Yeah,
Man. Hey,
love
we're
it.
running up. We're actually running up on time. We hadn't even done our team of the week yet. Yeah, let's get that fired up before we get cut short here. So last week was the Dak Prescott alma mater, right? Halton
Yes. I had it pulled up.
High School.
So
I know it was Dak Prescott. Everything was Dak Prescott at the stadium. I remember that.
Last week was the Halton Buccaneers, Dak Prescott's alma mater. For that, Bridge Creek Bobcats, Oklahoma, Lone Pine Golden Eagles in California.
All right, speaking of Lone Pine.
Yeah.
I'm watching the 2014 Godzilla movie with my boys the other night.
Yeah.
Right, because, you know, it's
I think you told us this last week.
Did I?
Or you told me.
I might have said Lone Pine is one of the cities that gets just wrecked by Godzilla and these monsters fighting. Like, if anybody hadn't seen that 2014 Godzilla movie. Anyway, glad they've survived now and they're playing 6-man, right? Were they the 6-man team?
Maybe that's why they're 8-man. They haven't, repopulated since 2014.
Yeah,
Godzilla came through.
Godzilla came through.
Our first one was the Hillcrest Rams, and that was our first team of the week. But anyway, back to this week. Let me share.
Yeah, let's get us a new contender, new team of the week. While we're getting the team of the week all fired up, I want to remind you guys that this episode of Fourth and Ward is brought to you by the Gridiron Spice Company. Check out gridironspiceco.com. All 4 blends available, bundled together in those big old jars because we don't have the baby jars for just $12 a pop when you get all 4 together in that starting lineup bundle. And if you've been listening for a while, you can use that code Fourth and Ward. That's the number 4 THANDWARD. And that'll get you 10% off. And that bundle qualifies for free shipping. So you can do all the math on that, but that is how you game the system. You're coming at it like $10.80 a jar or something like that, plus free shipping. And you're getting big jars, guys. So check out Gridiron Spice Company. All right, we ready for our team of the week here, Jack?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. By the way, I highly recommend the Cajun on a chicken breast with some what's it called? Quinoa.
Yes. We did a big Friendsgiving, did the whole Thanksgiving turkey in the Cajun.
Oh yeah, that Cajun is different. But all right, here we go. Let's see who we get. It's thinking longer for a better answer. I like it because it was messing up last week.
I'm still just flashbacks to Charlie Weiss getting his leg blown.
That's like my nightmare because my history with the knee injury.
So should the thumbnail be the Hefty Lefty knockoff, or should it be like a Charlie Weiss knockoff?
I wonder if you could blend them, like the Hefty Lefty kicking Charlie Weiss's knee or something.
Yeah. All right, we'll work on that after the episode.
All right, so we got Andrew Jackson, Volunteers.
Another
Kershaw, South Carolina.
Another South Carolina team. Let's go. 2A ball down there in Kershaw. All right, so Andrew Jackson, I want to say we played them before. Are they yellow and navy? I might be totally wrong.
Let's look them up. Real quick.
2A South Carolina football, our bread and butter here.
All right, Max preps it. Orange and blue, looks like.
This is not the team I thought it was. Oh, I'm thinking of Keenan. I think their name is
Strom Thurmond, maybe?
Strom Thurmond's like blue and red, right? I think.
Which
all right, so here
crazy.
We go. Andrew Jackson.
All right. Rough year, but decent.
Rough year. Who are they playing? I want to look at this. Schedule they got. I want to see some. Fairfield Central's legit.
Bluffton's a newer school, so that's probably rough.
Let's see here. Who else we play?
Liberty.
That's a local school.
Liberty ran it down our throat last year when we played them.
Really?
That they run. Paul Sutherland is over there, and if you know Paul Sutherland, used to be
Wing T. Yeah, Pendleton rolling back when we were in school.
They run that to a T.
Chesterfield is legit. I remember them being like a dominant 1A team. Back in the day.
That's a kind of a gauntlet.
Sherraw, that is a gauntlet of some.
That's a tight one there, 21-20.
I guess they must be technically a upstate. They made the playoffs. Is that how I guess?
It looks like it. But last year was weird because of realignment and
Okay.
like some divisions, everybody made it.
I
It
got
was
you. If they
like
had a certain number of teams or something like that.
yeah, looks like they made it
Okay.
second round.
Hey,
They beat Liberty. Wow,
they beat Liberty. Okay.
pretty handedly too.
And you said Liberty
It
ran it
was
up and down.
it was when that hurricane came through, so we bumped the game up early. It was it was rainy. Nobody was really there because it was a Thursday.
And you're trying to prepare for a wing T team.
Yeah,
On a
and
short
that's
week.
and we just weren't built to, defensively, we just weren't built to handle it at the line of scrimmage. You know, they were cutting our legs out. We couldn't do nothing about it. But no, all credit to Liberty. They were a physical team.
Let's check out their stadium situation.
Yeah, let's see.
Give the folks a taste of South Carolina 2A ball. Sorry, my homer in me, my pride is coming out in me. We're some 2A football alums. Y'all are 3A now, right?
Yeah, and with the potential to go 4 if we keep getting bigger.
Really?
All right, let's see the stadium project.
What's that?
It's like your typical
solid setup. Yeah, solid high school football stadium right there for a 2A, solid size. Kind of looks like Palmetto a little bit in terms of size. Solid ads from the. I mean, is that turf?
It's a visual and performing arts school.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's turf. I mean, that's pretty
Turf
solid.
is nice.
That's some orange seats.
Having to go out there and paint it. Let's look
Yeah.
at this uniform situation. The color scheme, I'm guessing they're going like a Tennessee. Look, they're the Volunteers maybe. Are they going to knock off Tennessee?
Nike. Looks like they got more of a Virginia Cavalier kind of.
Okay.
In fact, it looks like they didn't take the V off the hat here.
Yeah, somebody did a bad job of Photoshop on that. They might get in some trademark trouble.
A lot of these are kind of clean.
Do they got a blue set too? Was that picture down there a blue set? It was on that other picture. Sorry. I mean, it's a clean look. I kind of like the no outline on the numbers. You know how it's just a straight two-tone jersey.
It's very Tennessee. This picture is very Tennessee right here.
I had a feeling, sometimes high schools they try to kind of mimic maybe the mascot of a college team that has their same. That's a pretty clean look right there.
The Vols, so they're kind of
that's pretty clean. Well, shout out to Andrew Jackson down there in Kershaw. Is Kershaw Midlands or is that Low Country?
That's a good question.
I guess it's got to be Midlands if they were playing in Upper State.
Where are we at?
That's right near the divide.
Kind of near.
Interesting.
It's
always interesting how they divide up the state for playoffs too.
Yeah, it's never. I mean,
for folks that don't know, every state does it different, right? South Carolina, the state gets divided in what's called Upper State and Lower State, and then it's like a tournament on both sides of the state, and then the state game is the Upper State champion versus the Lower State champion. But everybody does it different, right? So I mean, like us, it's just statewide. I told y'all the story about us having to make a trip to Houston for a playoff game, 4-hour drive, and they kind of divided up by regions some to help some with the geographics, but you're going to be traveling at some point. And so that's why the neutral sites are so popular, and playing games at some of these college venues or finding a school that's got a nice setup halfway and you playing the game there. And then sometimes it's a coin flip. Like the year we went to the state semifinals, we were tempted just to flip a coin and have a 50% chance of hosting a home state semifinal game. We ended up settling on a neutral site game about an hour away from us. But so I mean, it works different in different places. But shout out to Andrew Jackson.
It's speaking of the how it's kind of divided. Last year, I mean, I'm not gonna bash on the high school league because there's so many schools, so many different sports that they're dealing with. It's not going to be perfect ever. But last year in basketball, there was 2 upper state teams playing in Florence for like the upper state tie. It was the weirdest.
That is weird.
It was like, what are we doing? Yeah. But it's kind of an impossible job, to be honest with you. But
anytime you're talking about an entire state, even if it's a smaller state, like you said, everything's relevant, right? So for their capacity to be able to handle the amount of schools that are in that state, the geographic constraints and all that, it's a losing situation.
And let's be honest, you're not going to please everybody all the time.
Nah,
somebody will find something to complain about. That's just how people are.
Always, man. I try to be a glass half full person, but man, people just try to bring the energy down.
Any little thing.
Absolutely. Well, Jack, we're hitting this hour right on the money. So we're going to wrap this thing up.
We're getting good at this, I guess.
Yeah, we're getting pretty good at this. If we get a chance to record, I guess there's the chance it could be after y'all's game next week, or it might be before. So maybe you maybe have to do 2 episodes next week if we get an hour in before the game, maybe we can get a little quick something in, and maybe that could be something we work in. You guys let us know in the comments. If you drop a comment, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know some ideas, because we have floated around the possibility of putting out more content, even if we do, our hour-long full episode once a week, and then maybe do a 20, 30-minute. Maybe we're talking about our games that we're coaching in that particular week, or sports landscape in general, college season starting up, NFL season starting up. I'm a gambling man, so obviously I'm putting my wagers in.
I got to get my fantasy leagues ready.
Yeah, some different fantasy. We could do a 4th and Ward fantasy league. Drop a comment, though, guys, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, watching the full video. Drop a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see. We're pretty flexible.